Hello, and welcome to the 20th episode of HorseSpirit Arts Gallery's The Artistic Spirit, our live Facebook show. Tonight we're featuring jewelry artisan Carlos Zepeda. He works with fine silver, natural gemstones, and beautiful shells. So you're going to have the opportunity to meet Carlos. You're going to see his studio and his process and where his materials come from. Each one of his pieces is unique, and he works with the finest materials. He spends a lot of time on all his pieces. I actually have one on tonight, which is an amethyst, druzy, and pearl. Everything's made out of sterling with Carlos. He also embellishes them on the back, and they have little either love written or little hearts or whatever. So they're just beautiful pieces of art. His work is in private collections all up and down the East Coast and probably beyond. And his latest thing is he went to the Ocean City Art Show, which is a big art show, and he won the Mayor's Award. So that's actually a big deal, and they gave him a little award and a plaque. Yay! So without further ado, let me introduce you to Carlos Zepeda. Hey, Carlos.
Hey, Robin.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here on the show, and hopefully I could answer any questions that the viewers have, and your questions or anything else.
You're going to be great.
Only do of my work, nothing else. No.
Just focus on your work. Okay, we can do that. Well, first of all, how about if you tell people about your accent? Where's it from?
Well, to be honest, I was born in Guatemala, but I was raised in Belize in a small village called Chanchen. So it's very close to the Mexican border, and my family, of course, is all Spanish, but Belize is a speaking English country. So that's where I get my English, and then the background, it's Spanish, so I'm mixing it together. It's sexy, right?
No, Carlos. Yes, Carlos, it is sexy. Beverly, who is watching, I'm sure she agrees. So, Carlos, why don't you tell everyone about your artistic journey and how you started out, and then how you are now, creating jewelry?
Well, my love for art actually started since I was young, a kid. I always loved to draw, paint, and actually that's what I wanted to be in life, and I wanted to be a painter. I love abstract. I just love the art in painting. So literally I was focused so in the painting that I wanted it so bad until when I was like 20. And well, to make it easier, my life was not, given to me. I had to work from 7 years old, and do a lot of work, so I couldn't get the money. But once I moved to Kikaker, that's where everything started for me. Everything changed, even my life changed. So I started like assistant of a tour guide with my brother-in-law. Then a couple years, by the age like 20 something, I decided I couldn't work for no one. I didn't want to be bossed around, so I started selling jewelry on the street, cutting shells. So it was more like a self-taught processing. I was trying to look for a better life. And I have a good friend, mentor that I will always be thankful for what he did to me, or else I will not be the person here in my work. It's Waldo Munoz. He's a Chilean guy. He tell me, you want to make more money, better start making your own jewelry. He's a great silversmith. And literally he took me to his place, and he's like, if you want to learn, this is all you need to know. 20 minutes he taught me just to solder the bezel to the metal sheet, and he's like, that's all you need to know. From here on, it's up to you if you want to keep doing this. And I from there on, it just really took me to know 15 years later, in your gallery. You know, it have been a processing that I have created through the years, because like I said, it was not something that they really taught me how to work. So I work with what I have, with what I have learned, because I have never went to like a really school or university to teach me silver, how to use the tools, how to perfect to perfect my work. So it's just a journey that I have created every year, and like my work every year change, because I don't have that design. I would like to find it, but I'm happy with what I create every day, every week, every year. So that's what keep me happy. And I don't want to become an artist that just do the same thing. I want when a person wears my jewelry, it be something unique, something different, something that they feel that they own, nobody else. Something special for them. So
Absolutely. And, I can just testify to how much your art changes each year, because you and I have known each other, I think, about 5 years, and we met doing art shows together. And of course, I bought a piece every year from you, but you really have just gotten amazing. I mean, you're just like a master jewelry artisan at this point.
Thank you. Well, I could not say that, but if you say it, I appreciate it. I still think there's so much to learn, that sometimes I push myself to that point that I want to learn this and that, but then I still want to keep with my style that gives me what I have right now, the simpleness of what I started. I don't want to change that. I just want to keep it the way it is.
Well, before we go on any farther, could you tell people about your shop in Belize?
Well, my shop in Belize, like I said, started by me selling on the street. I was selling on the street. I had a small table. I used to make my jewelry. I used to cut my shells. When I started cutting shells, I just used to cut the pieces, drill a hole, make a black leather cord, and put it on the street, sell it for $15, $10. And it was a good living. And getting the silver, Belize is a little harder, like, to get silver, so I had to go to Mexico and purchase the silver, and then work it on the island. And then my shop officially opened in 2009, but because of something that happened, I had to close it. And then I moved here. That same time I moved here, when I just opened the shop, and I didn't really have no one to take care of the shop. And then I reopened it three years ago. No, my sister, it's run the shop, and I think Melba Zepeda, she's doing a wonderful job keeping up my shop there. And that's what the shop is open. And my focus on my shop was that I want to make it something unique, something that is not on the island. So I started to bring in a lot of minerals, fossils, to create something different, something that is not there. And like I say, keep it simple and still have jewelry that nobody else have over there. Or when you buy a piece, like I said, you're taking something from the island that is locally made. And what I use my best more is my queen conch shell. That's how I started. It's from the island. It's harvested by the fishermen, and it's a byproduct, and it's only seasonal. So
it's really beautiful.
So I used the pink inside, and I used the spirals to make some inlays on it, and then put silver around it. And that's always have been.
Well, everybody's going to have a chance. Go ahead.
I say, and that's have always been my bestseller since the first day I made my first piece. I didn't thought it was going to be that wonderful, but the first week I went with Waldo, like really 6 pieces, and they were like, the next day I put it on the table, and they were like gone. I'm like, okay, I will just keep working with it.
Well, yeah, you've sold a lot of that. My first 2 pieces that I bought from you were of the pink conch. I would also like to point out that last time you went to Belize and your sister was running the shop, she was like, "Shoo, get out of my way. I know how to do this."
Well, that's the thing. With my sister, I was surprised because, to be honest, how she handled the shop, she's great. She take over the business. She do even the tax, the inventory. Like, no, I take the product there. I don't even have to price it anymore. She knows the price. So she tax everything. And I was, to be honest, I was really surprised of her that how she embraced my business.
Well, that's great to have somebody just so capable running your shop there. Hey,
Yeah.
Rob's telling me people have some comments and questions for you.
Okay.
Hey, Iris. Nice. Hey guys, Rob is not sure if everybody can hear him. So would somebody chime in on Facebook and let us know if you can hear Rob? All right, Carlos, over to you. Let's talk about men's jewelry. That's a question for you.
Well, men jewelry, you see I have a piece here. It's a megalodon shark tooth. I wear like a small bracelet. Okay. And so
Yeah, show your necklace up close. Nice. Higher. There you go.
So this is a megalodon shark tooth that's a 5 to 15 million years old, and I make a lot of shark tooths. And the men jewelry, the reason I don't really make too much men jewelry is because I don't know how masculine they want it, or it really just depends how men wear their jewelry, because men are really more difficult in this section of jewelry. So I make more pieces like the shark tooth. I always done them. I do like the inlays with silver that myself I wear, but like I say, it just really depends. Like I do some bead bracelet that I will wear, and rings. I will wear some of my rings that I make that I consider they're masculine, but it's just that pattern that I don't really just make bands, like just bands ring,
Right.
because that's something that everybody makes. So I don't really try to make that.
Right.
So
Carlos, do you have on your ring now? Yeah, that's the one my husband likes and is interested in having made. Well, I think it's time for us to go on your studio field trip, and Rob's going to show the video. And Carlos, if you could explain to everybody what they're looking at.
okay. Well, God, that's where is my basement. This section here is where I do my beading work. Once I finish all the setting of my work, I come here. I got all my beads in there. It's just a collection that I have, shark tooth, awards stuff there, and those are beads bags that I have there. My daughter in front there. And those are like silver beads and stuff like that. That's the section where I finish the necklaces. Like when I finish with the silver work, that's where I go and finish with the beading processing. So this is another big table that where I put all the caps that I buy and purchase, and the shells that I cut, that I have a whole table full of cabochons and minerals that I will be using. Like there's some blue kainite, malachite. Oh, and there's my daughter. That's Kikaker. That's the me diving for some shells, making some ceviche later.
Nice. Nice. Well, Carlos, how about if we go straight from here to see your process video so that people can see how you make your jewelry?
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, this is conch shells that I bring from Belize. Like I said before, they're harvest. And what I do, I don't use the outside of the shell. I just use the inside. Here I'm cutting a piece of shell, making a little heart that I will cut. What I use to cut the heart, I use a little bit of water and my Dremel with a diamond tip blade. Right there, that's what I'm doing. I try to use the most like the pink part of the shell that have different colors, like more that will look more like a sunset colors or lighter pink, brighter pink. Each shell have a different. It's like any stone. Each shell have their own colors, their own patterns. For me, I like more the pinker the shell are, the better. So here I'm sanding the shell to smooth the shell. That's all what I use. That's a bench grinder that I use. I cut the sandpaper in round pieces and I set it mounted on the. I know I'm using a buffer there to polish it, give it more color, more polish. Now that's my torch that I use. Actually, that's one of my first torches that since I started working silver, I brought it all the way from Belize and still works perfect.
Nice.
So I'm using here, it's a 28 gauge bezel wire. But I'm doing rounding the, now I'm firing with the easy desolder. It's all my fire is basically propane. It's a propane tank gas that I use to fire the torch. Here I'm just cutting the vessel. That's a 16 sheet vessel that I'm using on the bottom. I just draw the piece where I'm going to cut to solder it to. Then here I'm just flattening it, make it flat so I could set the vessel on top of it. Put in my stamp, just my initials. And I'm filing it right there. That's just to smooth the edges. Now I'm smoothing it with the sandpaper. That's the sandpaper that I use is a 400 grit. That's the flux that I make too. So those are my fancy tools there. I try to work with simple. I don't have like all this tech that goes around. I don't spend thousands of dollars. I just go buy a $2 pliers and it will do the same job.
Nice.
So here I'm just making everything fit, cutting it to level the heart to the silver. Here I'm putting the bell. Just a plier, then I will solder it back again. Yeah. I'm just hitting it here, like how you see it's all black, dark, and then after that I will try to the like acid to clean it. Right there's clean it. I'm sanding it again so it gets smooth to take out all some of the dirt. No, I'm polishing here. That's polishing by hand, finishing it. Once I finish polishing here, I set the heart or the conch shell back again to it, and I just press it with my puncher, and that's what you get.
That's beautiful. And that is the first piece that I ever bought from you. That piece. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it is. And I bought go ahead.
There you go. but I need to tell them. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I give it to Rob, you know, so he saw the processing, so I think it's more meaningful that he saw everything, and you know, it's love at the end of the day, you know, so.
Yeah. And it would look a lot better on Rob's daughter than Rob.
Well, I give it to his wife.
Okay. Okay.
Not to him.
You make me laugh. You make me laugh. Well, Carlos, and unless there's burning questions from the audience, I think we should go and look at your individual pieces of jewelry, and you can explain to the viewer what they're looking at.
Okay. So this was the piece that was Choice award-winning Myers Choice Award in Ocean City. So that's a conch shell on the bottom that I cut too. That shell comes from Indonesia. So and then got black onyx, and then the beaded necklace is a lava rock or lava stone, and then the fossil ammonite fossil shells. Those are like 5 to 10 million years old. Those come from Madagascar. So I like to work, like I said, simple, but at least giving it like a little different look on the work. Not use, you know, sapphires or all these expensive stones, but I like to make it a, you know, simple, artistic, and something different, you know.
All right, here comes another piece.
So this is one of my favorite pieces that I have done this year. This is just because it's more like a little, I don't know, different. It's have all the lapis right there. It was cut by myself. Got moonstone, and it's all lapis beaded and freshwater pearl on the bottom. So it's basically more like a 800% and sorry 80% made by me. Like,
it's beautiful. Oh, beautiful shot.
So this is two conch shell necklace and earrings that are made from the shell. The first one that is in front is with turquoise. Then the next one is with got amethyst, got and Larimar, freshwater pearl, and the earrings on the bottom half conch shells, and the bottom is turquoise. But it's like I said, all the shells they're from Belize. I go over there and I cut them. Actually, I have a friend there that helps me a lot with that, because like I'm living here, I get some people to collect the shells. He cut them in smaller pieces for me. His name is Elvis. I have to give a shout to him because he helped me a lot. And then I go there and I cut it the way I wanted my pieces to bring, instead of bringing the whole big pieces. So this is what I bring here. This right here, probably I could say there are like 200 shells right there in that little pan.
Nice.
That's like pieces that I collect for myself, like saying like getting the better quality that I can, that I think for me that I would like. So here you go, men jewelry. This is I have always loved shark's tooth, and I always wear a shark tooth. For me, when I started with the minerals, that's how I started collecting shark tooth, and I fell in love with the fossils because they have everything. They have all the elements. They're from the past. We got evidence that they were here, and what I like about it, they have been through the elements. Wind, water, heat, you name it. And we could still collect them and could still enjoy it to the day of today. That's Larimar. That Larimar is from the Republican Dominican. That's the only country you could find it. And these are new designs that I have started to work this year, and I'm falling in love with them. I think I will keep working with them with try to make it different designs.
They're so cool.
So this is the inlaid conch shells. what I do, I cut the shells, and the spirals is naturally. What I do, I inlay with natural stone, like the brown that you see there, that's natural amber. Then the green that's with the amber, that's malachite. Then the blue is lapis lazuli. So it's all natural stones that I crush, and I use a resin and set it there. Literally a piece like that, it takes me like 4 days to finish a piece, hopefully that it will dry perfect. And of course, I do like 20 pieces when I do that work. And that's a necklace that have freshwater pearl, and then the other end is a carnelian.
That's beautiful.
Then this is one of the pieces that I tagged before. That is a Larimar. I got the amethyst, got the queen conch shells, and the freshwater pearls.
That is beautiful.
So this is one of my pieces that I like a lot, that it's very different compared like to my works that I've been recently doing. This is a lapis lazuli with turquoise and freshwater pearls. The lapis is basically from Afghanistan, and the culture pearls, and then the turquoise more American turquoise. Here we have another piece with the queen conch shells that I love this piece. So it come out too. It's something more different. Like I said, this year I've been working different, trying to, I don't know, comfort from what I was doing last year. With a bracelet with chrysocolla.
Mm-hmm. It's lovely.
Oh, and then here it's do you have one of these hearts, right?
Well, I actually
You own one, right?
the one on the left.
So the one is like Larimar with freshwater pearl. Then the other one is a fossilite coral from Indonesia with turquoise.
It's beautiful.
This photo right here with the amethyst, I don't know how that come out there. It's one of my like older pieces. That's how big I used to make jewelry before. That's like big chunk. That was like a big chunk of amethyst with the citrines were like probably weighing like 2 pounds in your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still love that style, but I don't really make it anymore. And then I have the okay. No, the other piece is well, this is one of my bigger pieces when I started to move to make bigger necklace with the queen conch shells, and this got carnelian on it.
And this sold in the gallery.
Did?
Yeah, and you have another piece in the gallery. Remember, you've already sold one big one, and now you have one that has turquoise in it as well. In fact, you've sold very well at the gallery.
Thank you. Well, I do all my work for the ladies.
You're such a flirt. All right, go ahead.
So this is different designs of rings that I have made this year. Crown got like the one on the left hand side. The blue one is blue kyanite. Then got freshwater pearls, ametrine, the purple with the yellowish with freshwater pearl. And the other one is Larimar with freshwater pearl and amethyst. Yeah, amethyst, then turquoise and lapis. That's a tiger eye with a lapis lazuli. I think this is on the shop too, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Those are some of the designs I started, and I have not really changed too much on that design since last year. Oh, and here, me enjoying the winter. This was in my first place when I moved to the US. It was in a townhouse. I didn't really have a place to work, so I couldn't really do too much there. So whenever I have time, when people were not outside, because of course I'm cutting shell, the dust is flying. So better work in the winter when everybody's inside.
That is dedication, buddy.
And here I am. This is on Kikakar, just diving for shells. And literally, these shells are used on the island for a lot of things. Food, we export the meat, we we consume it in the country, and they're good for like when you're building something, you get a lot of shells, break them into pieces, put them, pour cement on it. So it's like it's good. It's good for a lot. And the shells, one thing I have to know, because a lot of people say, oh, they're endangered species. They're not. They're really protected in Belize. The cities have not put them in endangered species. So what they do there is not like you could harvest it any size. I think the size there is like 7 inches, 8 inches to harvest. So you have to have that size, and you cannot. No restaurants will buy any meat from you if even it's smaller, because that's against the law there. So they are well protected in Belize.
That's wonderful.
Oh, it's in the fridge. Robin tell me not to be drinking beer here, so I did it.
I said after the show.
Yeah, see? After not at the show.
After the show.
Okay.
Oh.
I have to listen to
a plug to Dave Hardell. Hey, Dave. Okay.
So this is a bracelet.
Last one.
That Larimar with amethyst and peridot, and I think this one it's on the gallery. No,
Yes, it is. I can see it.
I think it's in the gallery.
It's in the gallery.
Like the band, if you see it, it's a little rough. What I do there, it's all like silver dust that I use, and just fire it and fuse it with the silver. So that's what I give it that little texture on the side.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So Carlos, now I think we've seen a lot of your work. So one thing I wanted to say is how inspiring I find it that you are a self-taught artist, and you got started with, I mean, you had this drive to create art, but you had somebody along the way who gave you a push, your mentor. And, I think it shows that you don't have to go to art school to be an incredible artist. You have to have art in your soul and passion to do it. And I think you're a wonderful example of that.
Well, it's true. Once you believe in something, and I think once you want to achieve something in life, it really takes more yourself than others. And what it really helped me, that I have take all the help that everybody have give me along the way, and I have taken it with my heart, with my love, and I have give them back to them. So it's not like, I'm a person that I believe if we could enjoy what we have, we could create a lot with nothing, and it just, like me, like I can sometimes consider, like I say, I come from, basically my family is not rich or anything, but we had a living, and we have a mentality like if you work hard for something, you could get it. It's not just saying, oh, I want that, but you never do it.
Well, you have a wonderful soul, Carlos, and that Larimar heart with the pearl that we showed everybody, and we said it was mine. It's mine because I told you I liked it, and you gave it to me for Christmas.
Of course,
and that meant a lot to me. That meant a whole lot to me.
Thank you.
So we give you a little love. We give you some love.
Just a little. Give me more.
Well, Carlos, one last question for you. What else would you like people to know?
Well, if people in general, if they want to pursue something, they want to be a artist, or they want to or do any career in life, I think you just have to give up 100% of yourself to achieve those goals that you want. Life life is not meant to be easy. Life is not meant to be walking on top of water, riding the nice boat. It's not meant for that. You will have your ups, and you will have more ups than downs, and more downs than ups, sorry. And that's how the way life is. But you have each mistake that you make in life, it will teach you to be stronger. It will teach you to keep walking harder, and just push yourself to the limit. But if you are those type of person, you have a big something happen to you and done, it's you just have to get up and live the life that you are living. Because if you are alive, is to live and enjoy what you have, not what you cannot get. You just sometimes enjoy what you have. That's the most important thing that I could say to people. No, don't try to create something out there that you cannot. Just be yourself, enjoy life, and move on. Don't get stuck in the past. Live the future. Keep walking.
Right. We had a terrible flood. We lost all our jewelry. $26,000 of jewelry ran down the river. And here we are, and we're back.
That beautiful gallery behind you, right?
Well, Carlos, I just can't tell you what a privilege it is to have you in the gallery and to represent you. So
thank you. I appreciate it a lot, Robin. I'm really happy that we met along the road, and I think we become friends and work partners now.
Give you a little heart, and I just want to thank you for being on the show. You did a great job.
Thank you. Well, I just want to thank you, everybody that have helped me in to create who I am. My wife, my kid, that drive me crazy sometimes, but that's the way it is.
He's so sweet. He's so sweet.
And everybody, all my friends, they know who they are. And thank you to you, Robin, for letting me be part of your gallery, part of your life. And I'm very appreciated for that.
Me too. Me too. Okay, guys, well, let's say goodbye to Carlos, and we are going to move on to the next part of the show where we're going to honor a business in Ellicott City. And our business this week is Curious Mind Toys. Uh-oh, Rob is saying he doesn't have the video. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, Rob says we don't have the video as part of the show, but the video is already on the gallery's Facebook page. So please go take a look at it. Megan did a wonderful job rebuilding her store, and now she has very unique and creative stores, especially for children with special needs. So I really hope that you'll go and see her and visit her store. So a big shout out to Megan. Okay, guys, next week is the last episode of season 1. We will interview our 21st artist. Her name is Sarah Pick. She's a fused glass artist. She does amazing creations. They're sculptures. They're everything from dishes and bowls and wall hangings. And it'll be really enjoyable to meet Sarah and see her process and see her work. And again, that'll be our 21st episode, and then we'll take a break and we'll come back in the fall. So I'll see you next week. It is Thursday, July 13th at 7 o'clock. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye, Rob. Bye, Carlos.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.